Good day, everyone. My name is Babangida Zakaria. I am here to present a paper titled An Assessment of Perception and Experiences on the Performance of Traffic Management Systems in Kaduna, Nigeria. I am presenting on the behalf of myself and my co-researchers. That is the abstract. By way of introduction, according to information acquired from National Bureau of Statistics, it shows that in 2017 there were about 9,383 vehicular crash, and there were about of this number about 5,121 recorded fatality. And in 2018, there were about 9,741 crashes and 5,181 fatality. And in 2019, there were 11,072 vehicular crash and there were 5,483 fatality. Now, a closer look at the 2019 record shows that about 13.66% increment over the previous year 2018 in terms of vehicular crash, and of course an increase of 5.83% on the fatality. That is to say that so many lives are going on the account of vehicular accidents and vehicular crashes. Now, why do we keep having this? Of course, it is because there are increasing number of vehicles on our roads. Of course, it is recorded that there are about 11.7 million vehicles as of 2018. And of course, National Bureau of Statistics also record that vehicular importation is among the 10 most traded commodity in Nigeria. Now, what is the challenge with this? Of course, there are traffic congestion, and traffic congestion we experience deadlocks, and of course there are possibility of crashes like we have in the case of the statistics given by National Bureau of Statistics. And of course, you could be robbed, and when there are high traffic, you could be attacked. Now, what are the solutions that have been found? Of course, we have the constructions of more roads, of course, which there are also increasing capacities of these works. And then also we have the manual traffic management, and of course we have the automated solutions. Now, the constructions of more roads and increasing capacities is what has led to the different designs of such roads, as we can see in figure 5. And then of course that is not good enough to manage traffic, and so we have to introduce the manual traffic management, where the traffic rules apply on one part, or that the security agent is assigned to perform the traffic schedule at such a point. And then we also have automated solutions, which may come as static phase or dynamic phase solutions. Have been assessed in terms of performance, which may include average waiting time, time to arrive at destination, and other parameters. However, such systems have not been assessed in terms of acceptability. And of course, we know the acceptability of a system has a lot, not just something, but a lot to do with its successful implementation. Probably if people accept some of this system better, probably the effect of the accidents and what have you, other challenges, could be minimized to a large extent. Therefore, this research sought to assess this perception, the perception of road users in terms the perception of road users regarding the perceived performance of road traffic management systems. Now, the aim of this research was to determine the effectiveness of the traffic management strategies that are employed here in Kaduna metropolis, to be precise, and of course we sought to assess the knowledge of road users on the various traffic control approaches, and then we also sought to examine the experience, how have they been experiencing the road traffic congestion situation in the city. Then we also sought to examine what is their experience when it comes to the traffic control approaches that are used in managing the traffic congestion in the city, and then of course to assess their perception in terms of perceived performance of the various traffic approaches. That is what is the methodology? Of course, the methodology adopted is the descriptive survey research approach, and of course our population consisted of the residents of Kaduna metropolis. Of course, that includes the Chukun, part of Chukun, the Kaduna North, Kaduna South, and part of Igabi local government. And of course, the sampling technique, we used the random sampling technique, and to determine our sample size, we used the Slovans formula at 5% error, acceptable error margin. And of course, we employed the use of questionnaire to ask a number of questions, and of course the respondents provided responses to those questions, and then we analyze those ones, the questions. And of course, the collection procedure was that we use online Google Forms to administer the questionnaire. The results of such responses of respondents was analyzed using descriptive statistics and chi-square analysis. In terms of age brackets, of course, between age 20 and 39, we had about 395. Of course, that huge number could be as a result of the fact that these are people that are within their active years, and they are so much involved in activities that has to do with the metropolis, and so they often travel around the metropolis. And then we have about 57 that are within the age 40 and 59, and then 30 between at the age above 30, and then less than 20, which probably are most likely secondary school students, to be 14. Of course, that would account maybe the result why we have less of such. Now we also analyze the responses in terms of occupation. Of course, we have those that are involved in businesses and private practices to be 142. We have about 90 public and civil servants, and then we have 110 students, and we have 104 teachers, our own lecturers, and that of course constituted. And then in terms of residential area, we categorized the residential areas into the central market area of the town, and then other area within the city, that is places that are not in the heart of the metropolis but still part of the Kaduna metropolis. And then we also had those that lives at the outskirts or the suburb of the town. And of course, in terms of those living in the central part of the city, we had about 72 responses. Those living at other areas within the metropolis, we had about 282 responses, and those at the outskirts about 142. Now, we sought to understand the perception of road users in terms of the traffic management strategies used in Kaduna. And of course, the question asks had the responses of about 215 persons agreeing that it is adequate, and then 17 agreed that it is very adequate, and of course 197 said it is inadequate, and then 67 said it is very inadequate. Now, if we look at percentage wise, or of course it is clear that it is almost 50-50 that said agree that it is adequate, and then those that said it is not adequate. So we conclude at that point that it is a fair perception. And then we also wanted to know the biasness of the respondents towards the use of technologies for traffic management. Of course, we found that 233 people supported the use of technology, and then highly supported that, and then 227 just supported, and then only 2 were indifferent, and about 34 were not aligned. But of course, statistically, we can say that people are more accept the use of more people accept the use of modern technological tools such as fuselage, that is, so just to say, automated systems for traffic management in the metropolis. We wanted to measure the association between scene crashes and the frequency of traveling to town. Of course, that if you look at the table 4.6, you can see that we had a chi-square value of 59.537 at 6 degrees of freedom, and of course the alpha value was less than 0.05. That is to say, there is a stronger relationship between scene crashes and traveling frequencies. Then we also wanted to measure the association between traffic management system and traffic congestion. Of course, that will tell us if really traffic management has impact on the traffic congestion. And of course, you can see that because the alpha value is actually less than 0.5, which is actually 0, it shows that the relationship is there, high level of relationship. Summary of the findings. Of course, we found from the research, of course, that road users have knowledge of the various traffic management systems used in Kaduna Metropolis. Respondents often experience traffic congestion within the metropolis, and then respondents also showed positive experience on traffic management system. That is to say, this since it is almost a 50-50, it is said that it is fair about that, and then the respondents had fair perception, and then of course most of the respondents supported the adoption of modern computing tools for modification and improvement of traffic management system. In conclusion, traffic management system have gained high level acceptability. That would mean that their implementations is highly desired. And then, of course, as a further research, we recommend that we could assess drivers and motorists in terms of their direction, their perception also, and then also if the use of drugs has effect in their driving abilities and all that. And then we can also consider perception of motorists on the applicability of traffic rules and traffic control system, how to influence them.